Hello, how are you? Hello, hello, hello. When you get here, come on in and say hi and let me know where you're from. Today we're going to be talking about, are you feeling hope? But before that, I want to ask you, how has your October begun? Today is the first day of October, right? So how has your October begun? This is a new month, a new season, the last quarter of this year. Did you set your intentions today? Were you hopeful about them? Hi, I'm Kelly Lee Sappenfield. I'm a fifth generation metaphysician, soul evolution coach, spiritual author, and speaker. And today I really want to talk to you about, are you feeling hopeful? Because there's this thing to where a lot of people are like, all of the negative energy, all of the funk that's going around, and the anxiety of it, the depression of it, the despair of it, and what in the world is this world coming to? COVID has upended our quote unquote norms, right? That we've been living in. And now it's like, are we feeling hope? Or are we feeling that despair? Are we feeling that funky energy? Are we letting things get to us? Let me tell you, there's always reason to find hope. And if you have a hard time finding hope and being hopeful about your future, start being thankful. Start showing gratitude. I don't care if it's saying, hey, I'm thankful I have air to breathe. Or I'm thankful maybe that everyone in my family is so far healthy and hasn't maybe had COVID yet. And if you're one of those families, bless you, bless you, bless you. But you can always find something to be thankful for, something to be grateful for. Maybe it's your fur babies. I have two beagles, Gypsy and Zoe. And I am always thankful and grateful for them. I love them to death. They are my girls. But we are so trained, not only by outside forces as far as media and movies and social media and all that, to focus on the negative. But how many of us grew up in houses that had parents that would focus on the negative? Oh my gosh, you're a female, you shouldn't go out at night by yourself. Oh my gosh, you know what? This could happen. And they always find the things that could go wrong, right? And so we didn't realize that we were being pretty much programmed to look at what could go wrong. Who wants to always look at what can go wrong? Instead of looking at, okay, I got a problem and I'm going to create something to cause that problem to get manifested, to create that problem to get worse. Or you can say, you know what? This happened, but it's not a problem. Things are going great. And I'm hopeful for what is going to come of this. And that can be in any situation. It can mean being at your work, with your family, with your friends, with your finances. I'm hopeful that one day soon I'll be able to travel again and go to a beach and do nothing but sit there and have a drink and someone to move the umbrella, because as fair skinned as I am, I have to have the umbrella on the beach moved as the sun changes direction. Otherwise, I have two skin colors, pale white or lobster red. Lobster red is not fun. It's not comfortable. And in fact, it's very painful and it's not healthy for me. And I really can't enjoy the beach if I'm burnt to a crisp. So I always want someone that knows how to take the umbrella and move it as the sun goes so that I stay in the shade. And then I can get in and out of the shade as I want to get in the water or whatever I need to do, right? I am very hopeful that one day soon that will happen again. Or I could be, you know what? Thanks to COVID, I'm never traveling again. Oh my gosh. Can you believe it? I've had to cancel 2 vacations this year, which I've had to do. In fact, right now, I was supposed to be in Cabo. I'm in Texas. Now, I could have looked at that as a negative and I could have gotten upset about it and felt despair about it and gone down that trek of all the things that were wrong about me not being able to be in Cabo this week. Or I could say, you know what? I'm not going to be able to be in Cabo at the end of September, beginning of October. So, therefore, I'll just put that money aside and save it for something else. But I know I'm going to go to a beach someday soon. My entire family and some friends of ours were supposed to go on a cruise in December. And we had to cancel it once again. Am I hopeful that I'm going to do that Southern Caribbean cruise one day soon? Yeah. In fact, I've already got it rescheduled for winter of 2022. But think about how you look at things. And don't beat yourself up about it. Because, like I said, a lot of times these are paradigms that were set in our brains when we were infants. It's like we picked up other people's baggage and we've been carrying it along with us on top of our baggage. It's time to put down some of the freaking baggage, right? So look for ways to be hopeful. Look for ways to be grateful. Look for ways to be thankful. I don't care what the situation is. And there's sometimes that you have situations that hit you really, really hard and fast. And it takes you a moment to assimilate and then to move on. But if you get one of those big moments and you assimilate it, and then you start thinking about, oh my gosh, what can go wrong here? And you know, if it's a medical diagnosis, well, this could happen and that could happen and this could happen. It's like never look up a medical diagnosis on the internet whatsoever, so because you're going to be dying a terrific, horrible, painful death if you do, right? But sometimes we get those diagnoses, right? And we have to assimilate it for a little bit. But then what makes the difference? And there's actual scientific research on this. What makes the difference of people given the exact same diagnosis and one coming out perfectly healthy, maybe even healthier than before, and another person not having a very good life because of it? And it's their mindset. They're hopeful, they're grateful, they're thankful, and they're positive that they are going to get well. They are positive they are going to heal. It makes all the difference in the world. Not only when those big moments come, but it makes all the difference in the world in just our daily lives. If we're hopeful and we're thankful and we're grateful on a day-to-day basis, then that makes everything else in our life so much better, so much smoother. But when we live in a life of either victimhood or despair or anxiety, and oh my gosh, this could go wrong, that could go wrong, this could go wrong. I'm not saying that you're planning a wedding and you want it outside and you don't have a rain contingency, right? In case it starts raining on the day of your wedding. That's not being in despair. That's not being, oh my gosh, what could go wrong? That's just planning a wedding. I'm talking about, and you know this, I'm talking about when on a day-to-day basis, which side are you looking at in the pendulum? Are you looking at the negative or the positive? When something happens, let's say you spill your coffee in the morning, is it, oh my gosh, now my day's ruined because I spilled my coffee? Or is it, well, crap, now I got to clean up the coffee and hopefully there's enough coffee left in the pot for me to have another cup, or I have to make another cup of coffee, a pot of coffee, right? How you react to things tells you if you're feeling down, depressed, anxious, and a lot of us are, or have moments of it during this pandemic, that means you really need to stop and start thinking about what you're grateful for, what you're thankful for, and take on a persona of hope and let go of the crap, of the funk, and all of that. And sometimes you can do other things. You can do a grounding meditation and get rid of the energy. You can do other types of meditation to clear out your energy, bringing in the divine white light and clearing out all your energy, aligning your chakras, doing all that stuff. And that's great. But first and foremost, it comes to your unconscious operating system. Or are you living, hopefully, or is there despair? Is there depression? Is there anxiety? Is there worry? And sometimes it's as simple as keeping a gratitude journal. And you know what? There's things on your phone now that you can do, or you can get an actual, just an old notepad and write down 10 things you're grateful for. And it could very well be, I have electricity. I'm able to get on this Facebook Live. I'm grateful for my fur babies. I'm grateful to have food on my table. It doesn't have to be some grandiose thing that you're grateful for or thankful for. But stop and think, how are you operating? I see so many people when, okay, you clearly know something's wrong. You go up and you say, what's wrong? Can I help you? And you get their entire life story of everything that's ever happened to them, right? And so when people give you that, are you okay? Is there something wrong? A, if there's something wrong, don't push it under the rug. Don't say, oh no, I'm fine. Two, if you don't want to talk to that person about it, say, you know what, I'm not, it's something I'm just digesting. I'm not really ready to talk about it. But thank you for your concern. Three, if you want to talk about it and reframe how you talk about it. Don't talk about everything that's ever happened to you in your life that's gone wrong. Talk about, okay, this is the situation going on currently. And I'm really trying to change my unconscious operating system to look at it in a positive manner and not look at it into a negative manner. And I'm having a little bit of trouble doing that, but I'm working on it and I'm getting through it. Maybe you can help me with that. And ask them if you want their help. If you know they're a person that's going to go down the same road and tell you about everything that's ever gone wrong in your life and everything that you're doing wrong and how it's all your fault or anything like that, don't ask those people to help you. Don't ask those people for their advice or their opinion, because that's going to make the situation worse. Instead, Even if you have to keep it to yourself, always find the way to get back to hope. Now we're at the 1st of October. We're in that new season, the last quarter of the year. So I want you to take away from this, okay, what am I hopeful for when it comes to the month of October? What am I hopeful for this season? What am I hopeful to accomplish or to do or to be able to? Maybe there's a book you've always wanted to read, and it's like, you know what? By the end of this year, in this quarter, I'm going to read that book. And I have great hope that it's going to be as amazing as I think it's going to be, right? How many of us have picked up a book that everyone has told us is great and wonderful, and we barely get through the first chapter and we're just like, oh my gosh, did they even have an editor? Right? So, whatever it is, be hopeful about it. Have some fun with it. And when you have those days that just are funky and it's like, seriously, I spilled the coffee first thing in the morning, make it fun. Make it a joke. Make it have light of the situation. It's spilled coffee. It's not like you were a drunk driver and went out and killed 20 people. So start finding ways to be hopeful. And you know what? Some people, it's just, I'm hopeful that we can maybe have Thanksgiving and Christmas and all the Hanukkah and Kwanzaa and all the other holidays in a fashion that is not feeling completely alienated, right, from our friends and family. Whatever it is, find the positive side of the pendulum. Don't, and sometimes we swing, we're human, sometimes we swing, but then catch ourselves when we're swinging. Catch ourselves when we're getting a little depressed, when our anxiety starts ticking up, when we start feeling overwhelmed, when we start feeling that despair. Oh my gosh, okay. What was normal this time last year is no longer normal. And we're not going back to 2019. Eventually, we'll get to a new normal and have hope about what that new normal is going to be instead of mourning what was. Because right now, everything's changing. We're in a time of change. So embrace it. In next week, next Tuesday, I'm talking about the signs COVID has been giving you. And are you paying attention? And it's actually free through East West Bookstore in Mountain View, California, but it's on Zoom. So it doesn't matter where you live in the world, you can join us. I'll put the link in the comments and you can click on there and go to their website and book you a ticket, and they'll send you an email with the Zoom link and you can join us for free. I'm also offering special 1 hour power hours with me with a special East West discount that you can only get if you book using that link that's on their website. And also on the 7th of October, I'm going to be talking about the 4 ways we raise our spiritual vibration. There's 4 key ways we raise our spiritual vibration. And that, when you work those 4 keys, helps you live a life of happiness, being hopeful, being grateful, being thankful, and always tending to look towards the positive. Not that it's going to be 100%, because like I said, we're human. We all make mistakes. We all swing that pendulum to the side, right? But at the same time, if you know these 4 key ways to raise your vibration, not only do they raise your conscious vibration, but they raise your vibration to where you notice it in your daily life. And that's a huge difference. So join us at East West Bookstore. It's the Mountain View, California location, because there are more than one East West Bookstores. And I've got the link in the comments. So click on that link and make sure you join us. But seriously, let's talk about the despair that you see everyone going through. If you need help, if you're really, really in one of those dark nights, reach out. Reach out to a friend, reach out to a family member, someone you trust, or reach out to a hotline, or reach out to someone in your community. Maybe you haven't talked to that person, but maybe talking to that person can help you get over the immense despair you're feeling if that's where you are. You do not, and you're not supposed to, be going through this all by yourself. And the thing about this pandemic, we are all going through it. There's not a person on this planet that is not going through it. So we understand. Some of us have been affected more directly than others. And one of the things I'm very thankful of is I hope there's a lot less mothers out there than mothers like me that get that call that my son had quit breathing and was rushed to the hospital this past June. So we all get it. We've all been there in one form or another. So you don't have to live a life of despair. You don't have to be depressed. There's people out there, whether it's me or whether it's the barista, and you're just like, I need someone to talk to for 5 seconds about, COVID's really got me and I just need to breathe. And they'll be like, oh, honey, I get you. Right? Because for whatever degree, we're all going through this. So you are not alone. And that's key. You have to understand you are not alone. And there is ways and means to feel hopeful again. And sometimes we think, I'm in such a dark place, I can't see the light. And that means you need someone to guide you, to hold your hand and direct you towards the light. And there is nothing weak or there is nothing negative about asking for help. There's nothing negative or unmanly or weak, or I don't even know what adjective you want to put on it, but about asking for help. Any stigma about asking for help needs to be thrown in the proverbial trash can of the universe and burnt up and never seen again. Now, you may have asked for help in the past and the help wasn't help. I get that. I understand that. But that doesn't mean that you can't find the person that can be your light bearer and help you find your way back to a happy, hopeful, positive existence. Because we're not here to be here all alone. There's billions of people on this planet. You will find the person that can be your light bearer. I guarantee it. Just don't be afraid to reach out. You're worth it because you're here. And if you're here, you're divine energy. And that means you're worth as much as anything that is divine. So don't ever give up on hope. Ever, 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 never, never, ever give up on hope. Never give up on being thankful. Never give up on being grateful for things, even the silly stuff, because you are worth it. I cannot stress that enough. You are worth it. It's time for you to claim your worth. And you're worth being happy. You're worth being hopeful. You're worth everything that anyone else is worth. I don't care if they're famous and on TV or social media famous, or if they're quote unquote royalty or what. No one is better than or less than anybody else on this planet. We are all worth it. I really hope you get this. I mean, get it in every fiber of your being. Get it. And if I'm the one you want to reach out to, reach out. And hopefully I'll see you at the events via Zoom next week, because we're going to be talking, like I said, October 6th, about the signs COVID is giving you. And are we listening? And if we're not, how we need to be listening and what to do about them. So I want you to right now, I want you to go and I want you to name 10 things. You can put it on a piece of paper. You can say it out loud. You can say it silently, whatever. 10 things that you are happy, grateful, hopeful, and thankful for. And if you have any questions, please put them in the comments or just say hi. This isn't a one-way street. We're supposed to be this is social media, so come say hi. But in the meantime, if you're shy and you don't want to say hi, I understand. So do your homework, say those 10 things, write them down, whatever you want to do, but do it. And in the meantime, always expect miracles. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Take care.